Okay, so apparently that video I uploaded this Monday or Sunday did not get its 50 likes or views, so whatever. I just thought I'd do this to see how it would go. This isn't officially my return to YouTube, it's just a test run. So, the summertime is coming around, and when I mean summertime, I mean the time of movies. And we all know what starts off our summer. A Marvel movie. So I thought I'd take my time to review the predecessor to one of the biggest Marvel movies ever made, and the most overrated Marvel movie in my opinion, The Avengers. So The Avengers was directed by Joss Whedon and stars Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Kobe Smulders, or they call her Aunt Robin because, well, if you watch How I Met Your Mother, you get the joke. Samuel L. Jackson, Tom Hiddleston, and they did there's more people, but I just can't remember them at the moment. Oh yeah, there's Scarlett Johansson and Jeremy Renner. But before I begin, you guys might notice that I'm using a filter. Yeah, I'm using this new filter because it looks more like a comic, like what you would see in a comic. So for my comic review, I wanted to use a comic filter, or something that looked like it would be a comic filter. I do what I want. So The Avengers is set probably 2 years after Thor, because in Thor: The Dark World, Jane Foster said that he left 2 years ago. So either Thor: The Dark World is set 2 years later, or The Avengers is set a year later, because in the post-credit scene was in Thor, he shows Selvig, well, it's either a year or 2 years a month. S.H.I.E.L.D. is starting to run tests or try to harness the power of the Tesseract, which they found from fishing out Captain America from the bottom of the ocean. For, you guys know. But when Loki comes to Earth, because he was sent by an evil bad guy who was pretty much the bad guy of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, he wants him to lead a Chitauri army, which is his army. You get the point. He wants him to lead that army to Earth so that Loki can rule it, and he would get access to pretty much anything Earth related. So S.H.I.E.L.D., of course, they take it upon themselves to call the Avengers. And the Avengers consist of pretty much Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, Hulk, and two assassins. One in which was seen in Iron Man 2 and pretty hot. Then there was another one who made a small cameo in Thor, and we really didn't care for it. And so it's pretty much the Avengers are the franchise that Disney can get their hands on, because apparently Sony does not want Spider-Man being in any of this. So, honestly, I told you guys already this is an overrated movie. Let me just set this right here. So, I'm going to talk about the bad, to why I believe it is an overrated movie. Let's start with the plot. The plot itself is basic. It's like pretty much what you would expect. It's like, okay, hey, we have the superheroes. What else? I mean, if you watched X-Men First Class, you're pretty much watching a paint job of X-Men First Class with the finale of Transformers Dark of the Moon. Except this time, I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I was more interested in the Dark of the Moon final battle. I said it. Now I'm going to get a bunch of more hate comments in the comment section. No place like home. But the plot is just basic. People keep saying it's revolutionary. Like, oh my god, it's never been done before. Guys, it was done before, a year before this movie was released. It's called X-Men First Class. You might not have heard of it because you were all busy saving up money for Transformers Dark of the Moon. The characters in the movie, pretty much half of them are forgettable, and the other half, you're gonna remember them. The ones that are forgettable are Captain America, Hawkeye, Agent Hill, and Black Widow. I mean, in Captain America: The First Avenger, the first hour of the movie, I was caring for this guy because this guy, he's like, okay, hey, I don't want to fight, I don't want to kill anyone, I don't like bullies. And then, when the movie slows down, I was just like, nope, I'm out of here. And then Black Widow, I mean, yeah, she wasn't that interesting in Iron Man 2, But in this movie, she's far less interesting. When she's hot, I'll give you guys that one, but you don't really care for her. And then Hawkeye. Yeah, we really don't care for this one. I mean, heck, everyone on YouTube is saying, oh yeah, you're not going to care for this one. You really aren't caring for him. I didn't care for him. And Maria Hill, she's played by Aunt Robin, and I just felt like Aunt Robin was out of place in this movie. Because Maria Hill just has this, they're just like this babe. Like, does she want to take over Nick Fury's, like, shield and stuff? Or does she just want to be an agent? It's hard to tell because But hey, don't worry. Black Widow and Maria Hill are pretty better in The Winter Soldier. I mean, Hill has one action scene and it was pretty cool. And Black Widow, she's more fun. She was no fun in this movie. It was just all basic and stuff. Which I know she was like that in the comics, but in the Marvel universe, cinematic universe, where everything is like pretty much, it has to be a fun movie and all the characters have to be fun. You have to be fun. The action, it just felt underwhelming at times. Like, I know that they were trying to reduce the usage of CGI fight scenes, but honestly, at this time and moment, you really do need it. You really do. Because the action scenes, which is most of them that weren't CGI, just felt boring. I'm already feeling the hate in the comment section brewing. The visual effects. Now those are great. They were great and all, but I'm not talking about the visual effects. I'm talking about like the camera filter, like how I'm using this art looking camera filter, and how in Michael Bay films he always uses a sweat camera. Yeah, that's what I'm mostly talking about. Like this one, the camera filter felt like I was watching an ABC special. Like literally, that jumps me to the next detail or evidence of why this movie is overrated. The suspense was so annoying. I mean, after every scene, it would just like end with some sort of suspense, and I got very annoyed. It's like I was sitting there in the theater, just saying, "Okay, yeah, I know when this movie goes out on TV, I know where the suspense is gonna be, and the scene one there, and the scene two there, that, you get the point." Then the score by Alan Silvestri was boring. I mean, I like good soundtracks in a movie. That's why I love the Dark Knight movies. That's because they're awesome, but the score is awesome. That's why I love the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Not just because they were awesome, but the score was awesome. But the Avengers, there's only one good score, and that was the theme itself. But everything else, it was basically every Alan Silvestri score you ever heard. Which is pretty much Captain America, the First Avenger, and G.I. Joe. That's the only ones I heard. Let's see, what else is there? Oh yeah, the dialogue. The dialogue was just pretty annoying. Cause I mean, they would have like the whole dialogue would be filled of cheesy one-liners. Like every dialogue is cheesy one-liners. You think we should tell him to go back to sleep? And food. It was just pretty cheesy. Let's get to the verdict, because I am trying to keep at a 10-minute runtime. The Avengers is very overrated. It's underwhelming. The plot is basic. The actors, there is a mixed cat bag. The filter camera just looks like an ABC special. It says every scene ended with suspense, and there was no big expansion that everyone keeps talking about. I mean, yes, it expands the Marvel Universe now, but not really. But I will give props to the post-credit scenes and the credit sequence itself. That was pretty cool. And now that I'm starting up new on YouTube again, I'm just going to give it a normal score of scale 1 to 10. I give it a 5 out of 10, a 50% F. So I'm already predicting all the. I just told you guys this before. I am predicting every single hate comment right now. I'm pretty sure someone's saying the Avengers was great and you suck. You should just get off of YouTube again. I know you gotta do this, but basically, guys, come on. Can you blame me after you heard all that? I know there's people out there that agree with me that this movie is overrated. I'm looking for those people. So if you're one of those people, please comment in this comment section and please tell everyone my point. So, like, comment, subscribe.